I'm Hailey, and today we're going to be making Harry Potter's birthday cake from his 11th birthday. For today, you can call me Hermione. Today I am super excited because I will be making something from one of my favorite movie series and book series. Don't worry, I've read all the books. They're amazing. You should definitely read them if you haven't already. So today we are going to be making Harry Potter's birthday cake because this week is my birthday. I've been waiting a really long time to do this video. I'm really excited to make this cake, so let's get started. So the cake we're going to be making today is a sticky chocolate cake, as the book says, with pink frosting and words written with green icing. And the pink frosting was not in the book, but they did it in the movie, so I am modeling my cake after that. The first thing you'll need to make this cake are your ingredients, which I don't have with me right now. But since we have magic, accio! And now we have all of our ingredients ready. So to make this cake, the first thing you're going to do is pour 2 cups of sugar into a large bowl. I am using my stand mixer, but you can also use an electric mixer or make this by hand if you want. It's a really easy cake recipe. And then I have 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1½ teaspoons of baking soda, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 3/4 cup of cocoa powder. You gotta be careful with the cocoa powder because it gets everywhere. I guess that's why professional bakers wear an apron, but not me, not me. Not right now. Sometimes I do, but not today. And now I'm going to mix all of those ingredients together until they're well combined. This is looking good, and the next thing I'm going to add is 2 eggs. And then I'm also gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. 1, 2, 1 cup of buttermilk. And I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of salted melted butter. Today I'm using a red spatula because I am a Gryffindor and this is the color of my house. Let me know in the comments if you've taken the Pottermore test and you know what house you are. Or just put your house, whichever one. Or which house do you think you are? And now I'm gonna mix this all together. And after you beat that for 2 minutes, it's going to look like this. It looks very smooth and silky, and it's super like fluffy and chocolatey, but it's not done yet. I know it looks like it's done, but it's not, because we're going to add 1 cup of boiling water. Then just stir in the boiling water. You don't want to turn up your mixer too high because then it's going to splash everywhere. Once the boiling water is mixed in, I'm just going to use my spatula once again and scrape the bottom and the sides of the bowl to make sure it's all fully mixed in. And then I'm going to pour it into my 2 9-inch cake pans, which I have greased, and then I put a piece of parchment paper in the bottom like this. But if you do not have parchment paper, then you can just grease it. Some people say flour it, but it's actually better if you do cocoa powder. That way it'll taste chocolatey instead of floury. And as you can see, the batter is very thin. So I'm just gonna divide this evenly between the 2 pans, and then we'll be ready to bake this. And now I'm ready to bake these. My oven is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm gonna bake these for 25 to 30 minutes. All right, I finished baking my cakes, and I wrapped them in plastic wrap after I let them cool down a little bit, of course, because you don't wanna wrap them when they're hot. But I wrapped them in plastic wrap, and now I'm going to stick them in the fridge to chill while we make the frosting so that they won't be too sticky when I'm trying to frost them, because that would make it very hard to frost. And now we're going to make the frosting. This is a very simple basic frosting, but I'm just going to show you how to make it anyways because it's one of my favorites. All right, so the first thing you're going to need is 1 cup of softened butter, which is salted. I like to use salted butter because you really need salt in everything you bake, even when it's sweet. It just balances out the flavors. And now I'm just going to use my mixer to beat this until it's nice and smooth and creamy. I have 4 cups of powdered sugar, and I'm adding in about 1/2 cup at a time. And you're gonna wanna whip your frosting until it's super fluffy. It's gonna take a few minutes. And next, I'm going to add 1/2 tablespoon or 1½ teaspoons of vanilla extract. And this is the secret ingredient. I'm gonna add 1/16 of a teaspoon of almond extract. It doesn't seem like very much, but it is very strong. And now I'm just gonna mix that in. All right, so now I'm done making my frosting. It should be very smooth and not too stiff. But if your frosting is not like that, it's okay. Just add 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk and it'll make it super smooth and fluffy. So now I'm gonna take a big scoopful and put it in this container over here. So I'm setting aside this frosting because later we're gonna dye it green and write the words on top. And then the rest of the frosting we're gonna dye pink. So now I'm gonna dye my frosting pink, and I actually have some pink food dye, but if you don't have pink food dye, then you can just use red food dye. And I'm just gonna blend this up and keep adding more food coloring until I get to the color I want. So this is not bad. This actually got me really close to the color I was wanting, and it's so pretty. All right, so now I'm going to dye the small bowl of frosting green. And we want this to be a very vibrant, I would almost say dark green, but not dark. But you definitely don't want it to be pale like this. No! I just got green frosting on my robe. I gotta go wash it. All right, good news. I think it came out. I'm just gonna have to be really careful rolling up the sleeves so I can expose my white shirt, which will also get dirty, but it's honestly better than my robe getting dirty. All right, so I think I finally got my green to the color I want it to be, and now I'm all ready to assemble the cake. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is just place my first layer of cake onto my cake plate, or I have a turntable, but just whatever you want to display the cake on. And this cake is actually supposed to be like a funny looking cake. It's supposed to be a little misshapen, but and I didn't level the top layer, but I leveled the bottom because I just wanted to have an even base. It's very hard to work with when you don't have an even base, but you can totally skip the leveling part. It just adds to the character when you've got a really lumpy cake. I mean that seriously, I'm not joking. Pull sleeves up again. I'm gonna take about half of my pink frosting and put it on the cake. And I'm going to use a metal spatula to just even out the pink frosting. And if you don't have an offset spatula like this that's for icing, then you can just use a butter knife. And now I'm gonna add my second layer of cake, which I have not leveled, so it's still got a rounded top, and it's going to make it look more like the original cake. It's perfect for this. I stuck it on there kind of off center, but I think I'm gonna leave it like that because, like I said, adds to the character. I'm gonna scoop the rest of my pink frosting onto the top of the cake, and now I'm gonna spread this frosting, make it nice and even, or not even, because like I said, Hagrid made this cake, so it's not in the best shape. That's one of the best things about making this cake. You don't have to make it look perfect. It's actually better if you don't make it look perfect. So that's what I'm gonna do. I just took off a big chunk of the cake. It's all part of the plan, right guys? It's supposed to look bad, but not this bad. All right, so for some reason the video camera stopped recording, but this is what it should look like before you add the green frosting. So I used a toothpick to write "Happy Birthday, Harry" and draw these lines that are in the cake from the movie. Before I'm going to fill it in with green frosting, there's a line starting at this corner and kind of doing a swirl through it to the bottom corner. And then there's a line starting at the middle here and going to the side. And then you just write "Happy Birthday, Harry." And it's spelled wrong, but that's just because Hagrid spells it wrong. You might not be able to see it very well right now, but when I do the green frosting on top, you'll be able to see it a lot better. And now I'm gonna fill it in with the green frosting. And voila! The Harry Potter birthday cake is finally done. Took me a long time to make this.
Happy birthday, Hailey Potter.
I know, I wrote Harry on the cake, but it's my birthday. I feel kind of left out. There we go. That's better. Used to be Harry, but now it's Hailey. I changed it with my magical wand skills. It's time for the best part. I'm going to try it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Hailey. Oh my gosh, you're gonna be 50. Happy birthday to you.
Do you hear her? My mom just told me I'm gonna be 50. This year, I am turning 15. This is, I haven't even tried it yet. I was about to tell you all about the cake because I've made this cake before. It's a very good cake. This cake is really, really good. The chocolate cake is so moist and chocolatey, and I thought the vanilla frosting was gonna be weird with the chocolate cake, but it's actually not. It tastes really good together. Well, thank you so much for baking with me today. Let me know if you ever bake the Harry Potter birthday cake at home, and I hope you have a magical day. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're also a Harry Potter fan or if you like dessert. And if you want to see me make more dessert, I can make your favorite dessert if you tell me in the comments below, and I will make it for you. And subscribe, so then you'll see more videos like this. If you're crazy, you'll subscribe if you're a crazy person like me. And happy birthday. Happy birthday, because I don't know, maybe it's your birthday and you're here looking for a cake to make for your birthday, so happy birthday to you. See you next semester.
Oh no, it lasted the whole time until now.
No. I've been putting these back up the whole time. They keep falling. I forgot to bake with these earlier because I actually forgot that I had them, but I just like to take a minute to show off my spoon collection. They're all Harry Potter spoons. This one is the Marauders map on a spoon or a spatula. This is like Quidditch on a spoon thingy. What even is this? This is the Hogwarts castle on a spoon. This is one of my favorite ones because it's just so intricate and amazing. This one, I think it's a Patronus, but that's not the main thing. It says always right there. And then this one, I don't even, actually, it has the Deathly Hallows sign at the bottom, but I don't know what this is. So tell me in the comments if you know what this is, because I honestly can't figure it out. Here, take a good look at it. I haven't been able to figure out what this is, but maybe you guys can tell me. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. Moaning Myrtle, the Sorting Hat. I am a Gryffindor. There's Fox the Phoenix and Hedwig. The Owl. There's Mini-Me. It's Hermione. There's Honeydukes, Birdie Bots, Every Flavor Beans, and Chocolate Frogs. Some books I have. This wand that I'm using is actually from Universal Studios, the real Ollivander's wand shop. I went there with my family a couple years ago and it was so cool. But as soon as you step into Harry Potter world, it is so immersive and the buildings and the walls go up so high, you can't even tell that you're not in Hogwarts. It's so cool. And this year I'm really excited because we get to go back there again later this summer. See you next semester. Nah, not gonna work.